Blackstar HT5 combo. This is in. I've just plugged this in, and it seems to have an intermittent fault, so it might be dry joints. So just have a quick look. We've all seen these before. 2 channel, 1 clean, 1 overdrive, usual EQ on there. A bit dusty. And let's have a look at the back. So got all the sockets there face down, so we've got for extension speakers. Just zoom in a bit so you can see there. We've got emulated line out, foot switch, that'll be for the effects and channel changing, the reverb, sorry, and the channel changing, and center return, and an MP3 line input. So the other thing I've noticed about this amp is that look at the screws. So someone has been in here, so we don't know what we're going to find. The screws are pretty chewed up as well, so yeah, and you can see on this one. So I'm going to take the back off, and I think the whole thing comes out on this board, and we'll have a look at what we're dealing with. Well, I've just took the amplifier out the case, and if we just zoom in, what can you see there? Stuck to the speaker magnet. Just have it's a valve. It's a tube. It's also gone to air. Looks like a 12X7. There's no print on it. How weird. That's something you find in an amp every day. Stuck to the speaker. Yeah, there you are. Look at that. Right, I've got this amp running, and I've got the signal generator through it, and I've just been looking around on this board, and if we just zoom into these wires here, and that the mains, the power light's gone off. Look, the indicator light has gone off. It's something to do with him there. So if we look at this wire here, this on this spade connector, there's something going on, appears to be going on there. Not quite sure what. There. So now that's gone off at the power light's gone off, so we need to have a look at that. So we'll switch off, and we'll have a mess with that, see if it's dry jointed on the board, or whether it's just not seated properly. Right, I've got this off. So here we go again. Someone's been in here and they burnt the someone's actually been in here with a soldering iron. I can't even see what they've actually been soldering, but they've burnt that cable. And if you look down on that board, we just get a pointer. So if you look down there, you can see someone's had a bit of a scrape at the board. I'm not quite sure what that was all about, but yes, and you can see again, words fail me. Right, so I've just switched it back on again, and the fault's the same. It starts off loud and then goes quiet, and I don't know why. Looking through the camera, I just didn't spot that, but after I've had a look at that wire there, soldered to that surface mount resistor. What on earth's that all about? Most strange. That's going underneath the board. So you see that someone's had this board out at some time. You can see the way the screws have been. You just can. I don't quite know what they've done. Look at the screws. Look at them there. Look at that one. So it's the usual case. Someone's been in here and had a go at it. We now don't have a clue what's happened. Oh, and just look down there. Just spotted that there. Look at that resistor. Oh, not quite sure what's gone off with that. That's going to need a coat of looking at. What on earth is that? That's all been burnt with a soldering iron. Words fail me. Dear oh dear. And also, now having a closer look again when I've had a look, not looking through the camera, You look at this, that's been botched as well. It's down on one side, the soldering doesn't look great around it, although that's not the actual problem. So that fault there with the intermittency of the power was obviously this clip had not been put on properly. This spade connector had not been put back properly, because that's now all cleared up, so it seems. So that was just a fault that they've simply created by whoever's been in here by just not putting it back correctly. The resistor down there that we looked at is 220 ohms. That measures about 217. That's obviously been changed at some time, but it's just been poorly put in. It's not even been put in level. I just don't understand how you can solder one of those in and not get it straight. A blind man on a galloping horse would have got that straight. Yes, and now I can't get it to, so it's when the power hits it. Fun and games. Right, I'll just do a bit more experimenting and probing. And the thing is, with her not putting this on correctly and the power being intermittent, every time I move that was firing it up. It's no different to doing switching the switch off, because when that's not in place, it's just like another switch. So that's misleading. And now this amp is permanently quiet. There's a capacitor there bulging. If we just look at that, we go in and have a look at him. He's bulging. So. And the other one doesn't look too great, but that's definitely bulging, so I would say that capacitor's on its way out if it's not gone. So there's a problem, and that could be the problem. So this board has got to come out. That's got to be changed, and this has got to be put right. That resistor's got to be changed because they've damaged it. They've burnt it with the soldering iron. Probably trying to get that thing in there without taking the board up. I don't know. And then this code soldered wire here, which is just atrocious. I don't know what that's been soldered on with. Probably a cigarette lighter. And then we don't know where this wire's going under here. So is there a broken track on there somewhere as well? So not good. Not good at all. So I'm going to have to get this board out. What was that famous quote from the 60s? They think it's all over. It is now. Dearie me. What on earth has happened to that? That's done. There's nothing you can do with that. It's not even safe, is it? I mean, what a mess. What on earth? You know, what on earth is going on there? That's had it. And not only that, they've, in their infinite wisdom, so we look over here at this, in their infinite wisdom, they've decided to solder these because they might be dry jointed, and they've actually left them worse than they actually probably were. There's just lumpy solder on them. The other one's in fact, the other one's worse. Look at the state of that. My days. My days. Some more work there. That's yeah. So I'm afraid, yes, in the words of my old granddad, and you know what I'm thinking, but I can't say it online, but yeah, it's toast. So that's the end of that one. And yeah, no doubt about it, a board, even if you could get a board for this, it'd way outstrip the value of the amplifier. I even looked, actually, when I was looking online, as I've just looked back at some of the footage that I've done and zoomed in, they've even burnt this capacitor as well with a soldering iron. It's just a write-off. There's nothing you can do with that. They've destroyed the board. The chances of me ever getting that to be a reliable repair, and I am really not putting my name to that, because once I've repaired this, that becomes mine, and there's no way that's happening. So I'm afraid this one looks like a write-off. And as I was saying on the WEM that we looked at, you can't win them all, but in the case of the WEM, it was just old and tired and not worth repairing. This has been wrecked by an imbecile with a soldering iron. It really does sadden me to see this sort of behaviour on amplifiers. It does. You know, I could easily adopt the attitude, well, it's not mine, and so, but it does, it gets to me. You know, I'm passionate about what I do, passionate about doing amplifiers, tube amplifiers. So yeah, thanks for watching, and sorry we couldn't get this one as a success, but we can't win them all. So you all take care, and I will see you all in a future video. Bye bye for now.